Mayor, what's the situation right now?
It's one of the most indelible images of 9/11, the moment Rudy Giuliani became America's mayor. Now, for the first time 20 years later, Giuliani retraces his steps from that infamous day.
Obviously, we're walking faster than this, trying to get there. Up to this point, it was still an emergency. It hadn't become an out-of-body experience yet.
But that would all change in a New York minute. Giuliani phoned the White House, reaching President George W. Bush's aide, Chris Hennick, who informed the mayor that more attacks may be on the way.
I did ask Chris how many planes are unaccounted for. He said at least 7, Mayor. Are any of them headed for the city? He said you can't discount that, but I wouldn't worry about that. He was very confident, we'll take them down. And I said, well, my main concern now is going to be secondary attacks. Maybe they'll bomb St. Patrick's, maybe they'll bomb the Empire State Building. I think they thought they had destroyed the stock exchange by taking that building down.
With the entire police department and the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force deployed, Giuliani asked the White House for military support before heading toward the foot of the Twin Towers.
And then I could see the 2 towers head on. And I would say I stopped, and I said, oh my God. Because when you see it straight on, all the way up there, the flames coming out, I don't know, it's the worst sight I've ever seen in my whole life. The police said, be careful. Things are coming off the building, and they're going as far away as up there. By things, it was like pieces of steel, pieces of debris.
As he got closer to the towers, Giuliani ran into an old friend, New York City Fire Department chaplain Michael Judge.
When I got to about right here, right over here, I saw Father Judge, and I always had a thing with him. I always would say to him, Father, will you please pray for us? So he would say, no, better if you pray. It'd be more unusual. God will pay attention. I said that to him. I didn't get the usual humorous response. Instead, I got, Mayor, this is really bad. He went like this, I'm glad you have big shoulders. Keep praying. Now, he never said that to me before.
Later that morning, when the South Tower collapsed, debris crashed through the North Tower lobby, killing many inside, including Father Michael Judge, who stayed until the end praying for firefighters and administering last rites to the dead. Police told Giuliani to keep looking up, to anticipate falling debris. That's when the mayor saw an image he would never forget.
All of a sudden, I saw a man, maybe 100, 101, 102 stories up. He must have been this big, right? In my vision, he seemed this big. And I saw some flames behind him, and I realized Joe was right. People were throwing themselves out. And I stopped. I looked up there. It would have been right there. That's where to the right of that building. I looked right up there, and I watched him, and I was thinking, is he going to do it or not? And I think I said to myself, I hope he doesn't, because he could kill someone. All of a sudden, he fell out. I watched him come all the way down. He hit the ground.
It was at that moment Giuliani turned to his police commissioner, Bernie Kerik.
I paused at that point. I grabbed Bernie's arm, and I said, Bernie, this is much worse than anything we've ever handled. We got to just say to ourselves, it's beyond us. We'll make decisions. We got to make them quickly. We're never going to know if they're right, and we're just going to pray to God to make them right. We got to go with our instincts, and thank God everybody around here has experience. But there's no game plan for this. We're going to have to invent it.
Giuliani asked Fire Chief Peter Gansey if helicopters could be used to evacuate the people above the fires.
He said, Mayor, my guys can save everybody below the fire. He was telling me he can't save the people above the fire.
What went through your head?
I don't know. I guess just felt useless. I felt, I'm the mayor of New York City. This is not being overly whatever. I had the best police department in the world, the best fire department in the world. There's no question about that. I had the best emergency people in the world, and we can't save them. And I started thinking, who the hell are these people that came here and did this? I said, this bin Laden guy, got to be the incarnation of evil. You just think about these people who were just going to work that day. They didn't do anything to anybody.
I want to ask you who you were on that morning of September 11th, when you woke up, you got out of bed in that morning, and who you became when you went to bed that night. How did you change?
When I went to bed that night, I took out a biography that's just been written of Winston Churchill. And I read the chapters on the Battle of Britain so I could get advice about how to motivate my people. And then I didn't fall asleep. I maybe 10 minutes here and there, because I kept the television on. I remember at one point, because I had gotten through the whole day and I kept it together, and I know emergencies, and I knew I had done a good job. And I said, my father would be proud of me. And I said, Dad, you know, I think you'd be proud of me. I think I was in the right place at the right time. And I don't know if I'm going to get through the rest of it, but at least I got through the first day.